How's it going, everybody? This is Mike Raetz with Clam Outdoor Safe. We all hear the term trick your trap. I'm going to get a little more in depth about what we mean by that when we say trick your trap. As you can see here, I'm sitting in one of our Yukon XL thermal shelters. This is actually a house that I designed on the build line for this very same purpose, to show people when they walk into the stores just the added things you can do with all the accessories that Clam Outdoors has to offer, and to put them into your house to make it work for you efficiently, to make you better on the water, to make you more comfortable and obviously more relaxed. So let's go over a couple of the options that you can have. There's a wide variety of them. First thing I'm going to talk about as I stand up here, the seat storage system. Very, very simple. And what this does is this seat storage just goes on the back of your deluxe seat, and what you've got is you've got options for your tackle. Okay, you've got open pouches here, you've got another pouch here. You can put your tackle in there, scissors, your wallet, your cell phone, all the little things that you bring with you on a daily basis that you don't want falling, going down in the hole, getting wet, everything, etc. That's one of the really cool things. This is something I put on every one of my houses. It seems little, but it really, really makes a big difference in the long day. So what I can simply do is, if I'm not catching, I can flip this over, get what I need, pull it out, and get right back to fishing. Another cool thing that we added in, we actually worked on this, is the biggest thing that we talked about when we were looking for something, for some type of an organizer for a fish house, is there's never anything to carry 1 pound propane cylinders with. That's the biggest thing. I know, like a lot of the people and a lot of the guys and gals that make those long treks on Lake of the Woods, Winnipeg, the big thing is always bringing extra propane with you, in case the tank freezes or one goes out. You always want to have that extra backup plan. So what we did with this organizer is we took this organizer, which is normal, where you've got all of your cool little deals and details for your tools, any tackle, etc. But we put on each side, we put areas for 2 1 pound propane cylinders, made them an elastic band so they're not going to be jumping and bouncing all over inside of your house when you're trekking 30-40 miles across the lake. Makes a really big difference when it comes down to getting there and having everything in one place and not all busted up and broken. So another cool thing that you can add to it, as I'm holding right here, is the center console. These are removable legs. You can do it. There's 2 different ways that you can use these. For some of our shelters, they don't come stock with these seat rails. So what you would do is then use the legs to your advantage, okay? And it's just going to sit on the end there. And that's going to allow you and your partner to have cup holders, obviously jig storage trays, place for your tools, your cell phone, anything you could possibly need, and put it right there in a day's work. But if you do have one of those rails, this is also not a necessity that you need to have. So what you can simply do is take this. You're going to see a little groove in the backside here, okay? What you're going to do is simply take it, set it on there, and now it's sitting inside the house. Makes it very, very, very simple. And at the end of the day, it just comes off, goes into the bottom of the tub. Some of the other cool options that I know you've seen, it's been a really hot topic for a long time, is the light bar systems. You're not going to see many out there on the market like this, and the biggest thing when it comes to light bars is you don't want things bouncing around, or you have a bunch of wires that you have to take down at the end of the night, pull the lights down, do all that stuff. This is mounted inside of the pole, okay? This is not going to obviously work for other brands of models when it comes to actually installing inside of the pole, but you can use these with anything, as they come with Sclips. So it allows you to take it from one house to another, and you don't necessarily have to mount it inside of the hoop pole itself. You can put those S-clips. Something that I like to do on some of my houses, a couple of them I'll have it mounted in there, but for leather things like my Scout, the key knives, things of that nature, I won't want to necessarily mount it in there because I use it for different things. So I may move the light back to here, I may move it up front. I may take it out and I may use it to look around for stuff, or maybe packing up at the end of the night. It's a really, really, really cool tool, and it has multiple uses for it. So next thing I want to tell you about here is the corner console. Same style setup as the center console, but you have room for your tools, your cup. You can also put a bunch of tackle in there, things of that you need. Then you've got an added tray, and then you've also got more room for tools and things of that nature. There's a lot of added accessories and options when it comes down to the fish trap, and just things that you can do with it on a daily basis. Moving to the back, we have something that, it's for our spreader pools. Biggest thing that we always hear about and talk about is when they get to the spot, spreader pools are all over the bottom of the tub. because there was really no storage for them, and that goes for anything. So what we did was we made a storage system, and the storage system works real slick. It just sits on a Velcro piece. You've got 2 bars like this. This piece comes down, that comes out. Your poles are now at your grasp. You can hook them up, set them up, do whatever you have to do, and then at the end of the night, simply put them all right back there. Tie that in, strap it down, and you're back off and running again. You know, a lot of added accessories that you can get when it comes to a fish trap. Any shelter of that nature, but when we look at things of Clam, we look at mobility. We look at what is the best way to make a more efficient day on the ice. You know, how are we gonna be able to help you catch more fish? And by adding little accessories like this, it's gonna take a lot of that time that you would take setting up and put it into more fishing. And so by having all these things, that's gonna allow you to fish a lot more efficiently on the ice. And that's the biggest thing nowadays when it comes to it, because it's all about mobility. You know, I'm gonna touch on a few more cool products that we have here. One of them is the bait well. This is very simple. You see a lot of guys running around with buckets in their hands or running from this to that, or they've got it in the back and they're worried about, oh no, it just dumped all over the place. Well, now you've got minnows, you've got all that stuff. We've got a nice little bracket here that comes handy, and what you can do is in this half-gallon bucket, it's very simple. It sets right in there and you're fishing for the day. Now you're wondering to yourself, well, at the end of the day, what do I do with that? I don't want that sticking out. That's what makes this cool. Flips right over. This goes back in. Your bucket goes right back where it was. You're not worrying about it sitting all over inside the house wondering, is it gonna be in pieces when I get back? And it's just sitting there. It's ready to rock and roll for you for the next time you decide to go out. Another added accessory here, the 4-position rod holder. That's been a really hot commodity. That's something that I use. I actually have them on the back of my snowmobile. It's something I really, really enjoy. As a tournament fisherman, I need efficiency. I can't be having a bunch of rods stuck in one bucket so they're all getting tangled up and doing their thing. I need everything to be organized and ready to go. So when I get to the spot and I get done drilling, I can get right to fishing. But if that lure is not working for me, I can grab another rod quickly without having to untangle a bunch of rods to do it. That's where this becomes slick. So you've got a 4-position rod holder. Everything sits in there nice and snug. And you know, something I'll do for an added accessory when it comes down to, you know, running across the lake and you don't want to lose rods, I just take a small those little bungee straps, and it works perfect where you can grip it on each side of this, look right over the top and hold all your rods there in place. A lot of cool accessories that you can get from Clam Outdoors, and there's many, many more that come out every single year, so always be on the lookout for that. But if you're in the market and you're looking for stuff, take a look at one of these trickier traps when you go to any of the stores. They've got them there, they're showing it off. It's a really cool way to give you ideas to what you want to do to your fish house. And just remember too, this isn't just a Clam product only. You can take this with any house, anything with a little modification, and it works great. So next time you're in the store, check out the accessories from Clam Outdoors, and I know you won't be disappointed.